Well, good morning, everybody, for Wednesday, the 22nd of July. Really good effort yesterday. I think I heard that the final person landed at about 8:45 or something like that. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about the K13 story that landed out at Chilbolton. I believe that sounded like a very epic flight. So what have we got today? Well, we have still under the influence of a high pressure, but fronts are starting to approach from the west, which is introducing a little bit more top cover into the area. Reasonably good where we are, though. We're still in the best of the air mass. Further north, not quite so good. And going into Thursday and into Friday, potentially some more sort of frontal activity, with maybe a thundery breakdown on Saturday. The good news is at last we've got a more sort of rigid wind direction. Apologies to those of you that have found it a bit frustrating, obviously launching with tailwinds and landing with tailwinds over the last few days. It's obviously a pain for us to operate on 09 most of the time. So I would say we've got to have a much better wind direction today, and we're going to have somewhere in the region of about southwesterly, sort of 15 knots at flying heights, probably more like 10 knots on the ground. Right, let's make sure I've got the, yeah. Okay, looking at the satellite picture, you can see that plenty of sort of thicker cloud up to the north into Cambridgeshire, up into Manchester and the northeast, but clear out towards the southwest, out towards Wales and locally. Infrared, a little bit more in the way of top cover today, especially as you go closer towards those fronts. And the public forecast today, again showing that southwesterly wind, bright and sunny for most of the day, and a top temperature of 22, which fits in quite nicely with the GFS forecast, which is showing 22 in our area as well. Dew points slightly higher than they were yesterday, probably in the region of 11 and 12, maybe a little bit more in the way of Q in some places. And at the moment at Lasham, we have a temperature of 12 and, oh, let's get that reloaded. So that's from last night. Go to the webcam while that waits. Grid is forming, you see a bit of top cover, but more further north. And okay, that's not working at the moment. So we'll go to the Farnborough one. 19 degrees and 8 as the dew point. And Farnborough sort of showing southwesterly winds and generally not too much in the way of cloud that is significant. Okay, looking at the top meteo forecast, that is the potential flight distance for today. So good out towards the West Country and maybe up towards Buckinghamshire, but a bit more of a narrower area than we've had in the last few days, and a bit more influence of probably a sea breeze front later as well. If we look at a potential start time of, let's say 10 o'clock, it's only marginally soarable here, maybe to 2,500 to 3,000 feet. Blue. By sort of 11, half 11, 12, we're starting to get shallow Q, climbs to around 4 to 4,500 feet. Then a bit later, out locally, probably climbs to 5,500 feet above sight. Further north towards Oxfordshire, probably a little bit higher, and good out towards Cambridgeshire still as well, but notice a little bit more blue up here, and probably more in the way of top cover. We have a look at the sounding, a little bit of top cover further north, but more on the way of Q. Close to us. Okay, not quite as long as a soaring day today. Nobody should really be returning at 9 o'clock tonight, because probably by about 5 o'clock we'll start coming into the influence of some sort of sea air. Might create some nice convergence briefly, but not as still as it was yesterday. Probably cut off at about 5:30. But good otherwise, just to the north if you're high and you can glide in. So good still for a reasonable distance. And any more in the way of clouds, as I say, just marginal bits of high level cloud associated with the cumulus coming through during the day. Site forecast looks fairly similar, of course. Reasonable climbs and 5,000 feet above site. And good speeds. Okay, soundings. Buckingham at 1 o'clock, reasonable, climbs to about 4,500, 5,000 feet. Chance of cumulus. Similar this is Fairford at 1 o'clock. Again, a reasonable chance of cumulus. Lark Hill at 1 o'clock. Maybe more on the way cumulus there, a little bit too much potentially. And yeah, sort of peaking out at a temperature of 22 degrees today. Okay, NOTAMs, Fairford active all day. I'll just double check that. Fairford, yeah, Fairford active all day. We've got the parachuting NOTAM at Libra. That frequency I gave out yesterday, I'll have to look what that was again, but they are active today. There is a number to call if you are going to be flying in that area. There we go, actually, there's the Libra drop zone frequency 130.530, and yeah, parachuting within 3 nautical miles. Though looking at that at the moment, they are still between 7 and 8, so all day really, up to 10,000 feet. So then I don't believe they're starting before 10 p.m, but they will be doing jumps today for filming. Danger areas active as usual in the Salisbury Plain, and other than that, just the usual paragliding stuff that we're seeing. Yeah, and Boscombe Down active all day. Lots of military helicopter activity at the moment. Other than that, fairly clear. Usual NOTAM at Cambridge. Good. Okay, and of course Solent is active all day now. So, but they were very nice yesterday. I understand they were giving at least 6 aircraft, 6 gliders, access to the airspace at once yesterday. So hopefully we can see something similar from Farnborough in the future as well. And yeah, remember, if you are going south, to call the Farnborough frequencies if you do wish to request access to the transponder mandatory zones, if you do not have a transponder. Okay, airfield operation is 27. It is southwesterly, so a bit of a crosswind today, but at least it's better than the tailwinds we were having. We do have a jet movement at about 10:40. It's inbound from Gatwick, another orange aeroplane. Issue is when it comes from Gatwick is we have to try and predict when it might happen, and I'm on the line with 2XL to try and work when there might be. So there might be an interruption to the grid launch, I'm afraid, but if it's coming from Gatwick, we at least know it's not going to take too long. This was found on the airfields. I think it's an IMI sort of rigging kit. It was found near Malgoshia's glider. I think it was up that end towards the eastern end. So if anybody has lost some sort of rigging tool for your rigging kits, then come and see me. I have it. Yes, so 27. No other significant airfield activity. Obviously, with winching and aeroplane training is obviously busy today, and an evening group tonight. We should have, I imagine, at least 4 tugs, I believe, today. So we'll make sure we get you all launched off. But I imagine a lot of you are recovering from what was quite a busy couple of days. So we'll see you on the grids, and have a great day. Bye for now.